You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
The AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's Hart of Dixie After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Hart of Dixie After Show.
Hello, everybody. Bing is for doing, and we are back doing another episode of Hart of Dixie, Season 2, Episode 16, Where I Lead Me. And now this was a big episode for the people of Bluebell. So I am your host, Paige Sullivan. Whitney Lane is not here with us tonight, and she's sad to miss it, but we are happy to be back, and I would like to introduce my co-hosts.
I'm Christine Archer. Hi guys, I'm Michelle Renee.
And yes, our special guest, introduce yourself, please.
Hi, I'm Mallory Moye, play Wanda.
Yes, we're so excited to have you. Hart of Dixie's been great. This episode, though, for you especially, was very exciting.
It was, I know. We finally put a ring on it.
I know. And you guys, so how young really are you? Early 20s? I mean.
Yeah, I think we're like in our early to mid-20s.
Okay, so you're not that young.
No, and I mean, I'm from the South, and a lot of people I know have already gotten married and all that. So.
And you're from Georgia, right?
I am. Yeah, I grew up in Athens, Georgia.
So is it fun to play, a Southern girl?
Yeah, it is. It's so much fun because in school they would never let me play a Southern character. They never cast me as those parts. So it's funny that this is, I get to do that every day now.
I know. It must be a little piece of home here in LA.
It is.
Bluebell's so cute, though. I mean, the town, it's funny because we're constantly saying they, have a play or a parade or this or that. And they're
every week
coming together for this monumental Bluebell experience. And it was a wedding, and it's the first wedding we've had since the non-wedding.
Yeah.
But this was not one that we were concerned about. I mean, what was it like for you?
I found out that we were going to be getting married really back in December. So it wasn't that long ago. They don't tell us much, beforehand, which is good. And so, I was so excited. We had Ross Francis, who plays Tom Long, my new hubby, on TV. Sorry, Ross. Ross is like, wait, I'm single.
I'm single, ladies.
So we had no idea. And then when we found out there was going to be a proposal, we just didn't know what anything was going to be like. And we had no idea it would be nearly this big.
And we have to talk about the proposal really quickly because we were shocked. We didn't know you sang. A lot of the cast sings, and apparently you do too.
Yeah, I guess so. I know. It was, when I read the script, I was there, it's like there's zombies in town square, and all of a sudden, then there's fog, and then they start singing Islands in the Stream.
Oh my God.
And I come popping out of a coffin, and I just wasn't sure how this was going to work. And I didn't know if it was going to be silly or what, but it actually turned out to be quite touching in the moment.
It did.
We were worried for a second last week at first when I guess was it George? Was it George who came back in?
No, it was.
I'm sorry, it was
Lavon.
Lavon. Sorry. When he came back in and was like, Wanda doesn't want you to propose, and
I know it's going to ruin everything. Yeah, so I know when I read that too, I was like, oh no, Wanda doesn't want him to propose. And then I got through the rest of the script. I was like, oh, good.
It was funny, though. I have to agree. It was very touching. I don't think we weren't like giggling like this is weird. It was kind of like, this is weird, but it's cute.
It was very appropriate for Tom and Wanda.
It was.
If we had seen Wade and Zoe doing that, we would have been a little concerned. But you guys are just so cute and so jovial and funny. It worked. It worked for you guys.
You guys are just goofy.
Yeah.
Like we said last week, like when you guys were baking eggs on Halloween, you guys are just so perfect for each other.
I know, and I love that because I think there's just like the it's boundless, or like what's the word I'm looking for? But I mean the possibilities, I guess, for the writers. Like I just never know what they're going to come up for us because we get to do the wackiest things, as you saw in our wedding as well tonight. So.
You do, but you guys are the like one happy couple. Like
It's
the only
true.
happy couple.
It's true. We've lasted like over a year now.
Oh
so
gosh!
Yay!
It's your like on-screen anniversary. Do you go to dinner?
I know. Happy anniversary, Ross.
So funny, but the wedding, that was interesting, and
Yeah.
I think it's funny. You would know better than us. I mean, Wanda, you don't really see her with her friends. You see her working all the time.
It's
so
true.
for her to ask Zoe to be her maid of honor was kind of a shock.
Yeah. Actually, and that's something I know the producers are like looking to address, hopefully in our possible third season.
Yes.
Because Wanda doesn't have many friends. Like she's hanging out with Dash and Shula and Carla, Susie from the hair shop. And so I had no idea who she was going to have in her wedding party. But I think her and Zoe always had a connection between the two of them, just being kind of like different in this small town. And so I know, it was really lovely.
I don't know. I have to say, I didn't realize until this episode, I don't know about you girls, because we talk about this every week, but I didn't realize how much Tansy disliked Zoe at first.
Well, she always had that thing after when they went to the movie theater and they were on that like double date and things were weird, and then I don't know, they were kind of iffy with each other because I think she felt that George still had feelings for Zoe.
Yes.
Right.
I thought she liked her a lot this episode though.
But at the beginning, she was like, you can't do anything. Like, she was like mad that she was the maid of honor and mad that she was, I don't know.
Right, yeah, but she does warm up to her at the end, which is nice.
It
But
is.
it has to be tough. I mean, I can't imagine, because her boyfriend George
obsessed
used to
with
be
Zoe.
in love with Zoe, so it's hard to, to forget that.
Well, it's hard to watch this episode in particular and think about, like, when we were talking to Scott when he was here and just thinking about the George and Zoe thing. We just touched upon it a couple episodes ago, and now this breakup bombshell. It's just kind of like, if I were Tansy, I'd be running scared.
I know.
But it's sad it all went down.
Especially when your boyfriend goes to try to physically attack the person.
know.
That to me was a little.
I almost feel like, you know how you were asking about the monster thing, how he was in monster mode, to touch on it a little bit. George was, in his beast mode for court, and he stayed in it. And I think that might have benefited his character because he was like, monster, I'm a monster. And then he goes after Wade, and I think that'll be his defense for why he stood up for Zoe, personally. Because, I mean, if he wasn't in the zone, maybe he wouldn't have cared so much.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know. It was exciting to see George so amped up. Yeah, I kind of liked that.
He
Got
was
to see him
crazy.
be a little more of the bad boy this episode.
I know, because he's been kind of goofy lately. We were talking about he's been singing to dogs and living on a boat.
Well, I think he was still goofy. Like outside of he was dancing outside of the
funny.
courthouse. So it was kind of a mix of goofiness and I guess passion for law.
I know, because we don't really see him outside of doing simple business things, like with Lemon and Annabeth with the business and all those things. You don't really see him being a lawyer fighting in court or anything like that.
Yeah, I always laugh that like no one in Bluebell ever works,
Right?
because they're always throwing festivals and plays and
I know. How do they
parties.
pay their bills.
It's a lovely place to live.
I know, and it's so funny because you can picture what was happening this episode with the mall being put in. I can picture that in a small town, people being up in arms about that.
Yeah, totally.
But back to the wedding, I mean, your mother.
Yeah.
Yes, it was so lovely getting to work with Miss Deborah Jo Rupp. I was a huge fan of that 70s show growing up, and so getting to work with her was fantastic.
She's funny.
Yeah, and also the actress who played my stepmom, Joyce, her real name's Jill, but she was amazing also, I thought, in this episode, just really funny and brought a lot to that character.
They were sweet. They
Yeah.
were funny, but poor Zoe had to deal with your mother.
I know. Zoe all too often gets stuck doing those kind of jobs.
I feel like Zoe kind of liked her though. It seemed like they were getting
They
along
did.
pretty well. So.
Yeah, they got along.
I think it's easy when it's not your mom. When it's not your mom, they're fun, they're great. You're like, she's a hoot. But when it's your mom, you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that happens in real life
life too. If you have friends that have an annoying mother, like to them, they're like, "Oh, my mom is so annoying," and you're like, "Haha, your mom's great. I love her.
Yeah.
She's so funny." And they're like, "No, I'm scared."
I think it's the same with everything. Like with your boyfriend, everybody laughs and you're like, he's not funny. You know, it's just the people you're closest to, and especially your mom. You never listen to your mom until she's right, and then you're. Yeah. But it was cute to see your family because, like we said, we never see Wanda with her friends or family. We only see you with Tom.
I know, and she's oh my God, she's so funny, and just what she brought to this part. Because I just she's hilarious, and she was so much fun to get to work with. We were just constantly joking around on set and off screen.
How was it for you for this wedding? You seem like a very sweet girl, but you have to play this kind of wacky character who you're wearing those feet under your dress. I mean, is that going to work? You wear kind of goofy outfits, and you're a goofy girl. Is that fun though to be able to do that?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's funny. Like, I think all growing up, I always wanted to be, like in the school plays, you always wanted to be like the ingenue, and I always kind of got cast as like the quirky something else, So, so I really love getting to play these parts. I mean, there's just like I feel like on this show. Well, I mean, although Rachel is so funny too, like she brings so much quirkiness in her character, but she's kind of more the straight man, and like everyone in the town sort of wacky around her, and so just the possibilities are endless with those kind of people.
You guys are all crazy. I mean, I can't imagine being surrounded by like so many characters all the time, but I imagine it is fun. I mean, because you get to just let loose and be like silly on set.
Yeah, we get to have a blast. I mean, like when we shot the engagement, it was so funny because there's a lot of the townspeople, and we've all become really good friends. And we had like the fog. They did the fog machines, and it was all like carbon dioxide or carbon monoxide. It was one of those. It was like really bad. Yeah, they're like, nobody stay in the fog.
Oh gosh.
And they're like, if you start feeling lightheaded, like raise your hand or like stand up, get out of the fog.
Oh my God.
And then I'm like getting in the casket, and it's totally in the fog. I'm like, is this okay? They're like, yeah, you're fine.
How many times did you guys have to shoot the engagement scene?
It was like, it went by too fast. I had so much fun. I think it was freezing that night. It was on a Friday night. It was the last thing we did. And it was like the first or second week of January. It must have been the first week of January. And it was freezing that night. But I was just like running on adrenaline, and so I wasn't cold. But I think the whole thing probably took about 4 hours, which actually for like a big scene like that really wasn't so bad. Yeah, and I was in makeup for about 5 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, they were doing like I had this little prosthetic like neck thing attached where I have like a slit in my neck, and they actually originally they had like some more makeup. It was a little more zombie bride, and then they're like, no, she's not recognizable, and so they took it down a little bit.
You tweeted a picture of it, and I saw it, and I was like, what is this?
Those are the before. I didn't have any pictures from after we changed it. But.
How long does it take to get that makeup off? I mean, I can't imagine.
Oh my God, yeah, that was. I took a shower that night with. They said the best thing to use was Dawn, like your
dish soap.
So I took a shower in my dish soap that night, and I still had like gray on my arms for the next few days.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, that stuff would not come off.
Jeez.
Yeah, and it was just layers and layers,
Caked on.
Yeah, by the end of the night, because it's so funny. I love like in between each take, you don't realize watching the show, but. We have like each actor has pretty much like a pit crew who like comes running over and is like doing your hair, fixing your makeup, doing your wardrobe, and then they all scatter and they leave, and then it's and so it's kind of crazy, but
I can imagine the pit crew grew for that scene like immensely.
Yeah, we had a lot of great guest makeup and hair stylists, so. That was cool.
Well, it's nice to see one thing in Blue Belt go right. Like the wedding just go off without a hitch. It was cute. It was lovable. It was sad. I was a little bummed to see that while you guys had your vows, that was when we're realizing Zoe and Wade were like disintegrating in front of us. Because you kind of want that moment for Wanda and Tom.
Yeah.
But your heart's hurting.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Right? I know.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you guys want to jump into that, but I can't believe that happened.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Shocked.
as if it's not already bad enough to deal with the fact that your boyfriend cheated on you, you have to do so while watching two people celebrate their love. So I think it's like a double slap in the face.
And look at him while they're saying their vows.
Yeah.
Like, he's right across from you.
Yeah.
I can't. This whole episode, the minute he told her where he was, I was like, he's lying. He's just lying. You can tell.
I know. And they did a good job with the music, too. Like, every time they left it on Wade, you're like, oh, sad music.
It's bad.
Not this bad, sad music.
And I think it was the fact that normally Wade is so goofy and he plays around so much. And like in past episodes, we always see them interacting like that with each other. So when he was more serious, then that to me kind of was the clue. Like, why is he acting strange? Why isn't he tickling her? Why isn't he telling a joke?
Right.
Like, why isn't he pulling her hair?
But you also saw him going on and being like, I want this to be really romantic, and that's just not a Wade thing to do.
Yeah.
You always know when they're being too nice that something went wrong somewhere
Don't trust
along the way.
them.
Don't trust. And how
Too nice.
dare he shower at her house right after you went to my
God,
shower
I didn't
to
even think about
shower the
that.
dirt off? I was like, I cannot believe this. And he walks out of the shower, and you can just tell in his face, like, oh, he did it. He did. I mean, I don't know what else I would have thought he did. I mean, I think last week we all knew. It's just, it's sad because this whole episode, though, I felt bad for Wade. You know, I felt like, he knows he made a mistake. He knows he screwed up. He knows he broke their relationship, basically. But in real life, I think if this were to happen like to a friend or to myself, I'd be like, I'm going to kill him. I'm going to kill him. But we root for Wade so much.
I know.
I don't feel bad for Wade. I mean, I just don't. Like, he kept being like, I'm in a dark place. I was drunk. Like, if you're really sorry for something you did, you're not going to make excuses.
No.
To me, that's a I'm sorry, but. Like, instead of just, and on top of that, he lied in the first place. Like, I think if he were really remorseful and sorry for what he did, he shouldn't have. I mean, I know it's a character, obviously, but he shouldn't have lied in the first place, and he should have left out but I was in a dark place and I was really drunk.
And if you're in a dark place, like you see Juan and Tom saying their love, you're going to be my best friend. This is for life. We're going to laugh. We're going to have sad times. Okay, that's what your vows are. That's what you commit to. Even when you're not getting married, in a relationship, that's what you're committing to. And when you're in a dark place, you go to your girlfriend or go cry to your mother or your friend or George Tucker, who was always there to listen. You do not run off with some girl from the bar. I mean, that's what made me mad. It's just like he's been really improving, and I don't even think where she kept saying, I pushed you too hard. She didn't push him too hard. He had every chance to say, I don't want to do this. I don't want to own my own bar, even though we know he wants to.
Right.
My other problem is I mean, first of all, it's screwed up that he did that, but also on top of that, do not use the excuse that the girl's battery died when you use that excuse on your ex-wife. Like, how stupid. And your ex-wife is dating
Your
George,
best friend.
Your best one of your best friends. Like, how dumb can you be?
It almost makes you feel like he doesn't care enough to even come up with a better lie for Zoe. It's just like, it's repeating patterns, and I don't know if he'll ever get out of that pattern anymore now, because I think Zoe was his kind of one shot in Bluebell, unless he is to uproot himself out of Bluebell.
Yeah.
It was hard. I don't know.
Terrible.
Were you, when you were season 1, were you team George or team Wade? Like, did you like Wade?
Gosh, I liked both of them. It's so hard to tell, but I guess I was always hoping maybe team George, so that maybe Wanda had a chance with Wade.
I'm sure all the girls on set were like, oh, Wade.
I know, but it's so funny now getting to work with Wilson and Scott. Like, they're both kind of like brothers to me, you know. So now it's so funny. I look back on like last year when I was like swooning when I saw them, and now I'm like, Well,
I think this whole season has kind of transformed them, even as characters. We all see them as a little goofier, a little funnier, who they truly are, not just like really good-looking guys on this show. Because first season it was the love triangle. Now it's kind of delving into who these characters really are. Even with Tom and Wanda, we are learning so much more about everybody. Annabeth, Lavon, everyone. It's kind of crazy how many people we know and really know well now.
Yeah, I know. I think it's a true like testament to the writers, and I think they've just done such a great job this year, and just it's been really funny. I feel like every episode has been really funny. It used to be that just a few characters were like the comic relief, and now it's kind of everybody gets like their moments.
Yeah, there was a lot of tension last season. I feel like with all the different relationships going on, and this season. I mean, there's still relationships breaking and getting together, but it is a lot funnier. People are funnier. George is funnier.
Yeah.
He's so goofy this season. And even this episode, we saw another side of George.
And there seems to be a lot more camaraderie between everyone in the town. You know,
Yeah.
like Tansy and, well, she wasn't really in season 1, but for instance, that relationship with Zoe, or like Zoe and Lemon's relationship, you know?
Yeah.
There aren't such like
Bitter
distinct,
rivals.
distinct lines between you're her friend, and these groups are separate. You know?
Right. And I mean, a little bit we have, issues between friends, but you always kind of see them resolving. There's not that serious hatred like between Ruby and Lemon. You never saw that coming together and like working itself out. And the Zoe and Lemon thing worked itself out pretty quickly at the beginning of season 2. I mean, when she was over there with the knife, and I mean, now they can be in the same place and it's not an issue. And I kind of like that about this season, because you feel like, now Zoe's not the outsider. So now we're kind of seeing the second season with Zoe, being Bluebell. She's part of Bluebell.
Yeah.
So it's not her fight anymore.
And with the previews for next week too, that definitely is going to be shown.
Oh,
So it
yeah,
seems
the
like
town
everyone's
kind
like
of
rallying.
takes her in, and
Zoe.
exactly, stands up for her.
I know. Any like teasers? Like, is Wanda mad at Wade at work? Like, is she mad?
Let me think. She's 17. God, it's all kind of a blur.
I bet.
I'm so sorry. I think. I don't think Wanda really takes sides, because Wanda has a good relationship with both of them, and so I think sort of the lovely thing about Wanda is she's not really casting judgment on anybody, so I don't think she really takes sides.
Wanda better be on her honeymoon next
I know.
episode.
Right? I know.
Where do they go? Do they go to a convention? They must go to a convention.
Ross and I, it's not ever in the
show.
Show, but Ross and I, we'd like to talk about that. We're like, wonder, we have ideas from either like NASA space camp or like a Civil War reenactment weekend or something getaway.
That would be funny.
Yeah.
They're just so quirky, and I love how your mother in the show, she says, they're such weirdos.
I know, and it's so true.
But I think everybody's really weird with their significant other. Like, you act weirder with them than you would with anybody else.
Right.
Or
Is Wanda obviously she's a very different character than what you've played before, but is she kind of the most eccentric and out there character that you've played?
Probably so. Yeah. I mean, my first episode was just supposed to be kind of like a one-time thing, and it was last season in the 5th episode, and I gave syphilis to the Reverend and his wife.
Oh, right.
Like, it was just like a minor detail, or like minor thing. I wasn't like a huge part of the episode, and so I kind of, when I read that, I was like, she is never coming back, like this girl. So yeah, she is probably one of the wackiest. I mean, I would never in a million years have been imagined back then when I auditioned for this that I would be popping out of a coffin singing Islands in the Stream as a zombie bride.
It was great. We loved it as a fan. But it's just that everything's evolved so much, and the show's just taken on a new life. And I don't know if any of our viewers at home agree with us, but make sure you let us know what you're thinking. Go to iTunes. You can download our podcast. You can rate us. Give us 5 stars if you think we did a great job. Mallory's here, so you might as well. And also comment and tell us what you're thinking if you ever have any questions or advice for us, or you might know more than we do. I mean, you guys read a lot of spoilers, and don't spoil things unless you put like a little alert before it. But definitely tell us what you're thinking, so make sure you check out iTunes. But on the topic of it evolving, the relationship between Lemon and Annabeth evolved a little bit. It got better.
Yeah, I know. I'm glad to see that they're coming back.
I feel like that's the way it is with friends. So, you hate, and then when it does get resolved, it's nothing, you don't really talk about it, it just happened.
Yeah.
Well, she kind of, I guess, maybe I missed something at the very beginning, but basically what happened was she just helped Annabeth helped Lemon out, right? When she was on that awful dinner date. What was his name?
Dale?
Dale.
Okay. Other thing about Dale. How do you, if I saw someone who I was in second grade with right now and I hadn't seen them since second grade, even though they were in the same town, which is weird because Bluebell has like 5 people in it, but if I hadn't seen someone since the second grade, I wouldn't recognize them.
And the fact that he recognized her is a problem.
Right, that's true. He's like, let me watch you from your window. That was weird. But yeah, I guess Annabeth just like kind of swooped on in and conveniently was having dinner at the same place that Lemon and Dale were having
Maybe they're
dinner.
still using the app.
Yeah, the GPS app. I loved that last episode.
I think it's cute. I think it's nice because she stepped up as a friend. You know, she did what she had to do to make sure Lemon was okay. And I think that's how it always kind of works is, you know, you're in a fight until you're in a place of need and your best friend knows, even though you guys are not talking, she knows you need her. And it was nice. I mean, it must have been hard for her to go to the only other Bluebell wedding.
I know.
I don't know. I'm glad they're friends. I'm sure the talk will come, the Lavon talk.
Yeah, at the end, when they were at the end of the reception, when they were Lavon and Zoe were dancing, they were like off in the background, kind of like watching them. Did you guys see that moment? I
Yeah.
kinda,
Oh, yes.
like a little,
Good eye.
so,
yeah.
I know.
I don't know. That had to
both
be
of the
maybe a
ladies.
little awkward.
It must be awkward, but I mean, I want Lemon to deal. I mean, she's had her pick of all the men in Bluebell, apparently, and poor Annabeth got divorced. And nobody throws her a pity party because, you know, Lemon was left at the altar. I mean, that's horrifying in front of all your friends and family. But Annabeth went through a hard time, too, and I think she deserves it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Caitlin did say last week that there would be more scenes in the future between her and between Annabeth and Lavon. But
really
she
hope
said
so.
she didn't say if they would be romantic or if they would just be friendly or what was going on. But
They'll be romantic.
I think so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
they might not
My
be
lips are
friends for
sealed.
long.
I think they're just so cute. I mean, she's so bubbly and he's so goofy, and they make so much more sense than Lemon and Lavon. And I think Lemon's holding on to the feelings she had. She was going through a dark place like Wade was, and Lavon helped her through that, and she just associates that with Lavon.
Yeah, yeah, and I'd hope that their friendship, I have lots of girlfriends, and so I'd hope that their friendship, you know, can overcome that.
It should.
That they
always
doesn't
say
get in the
that.
way.
You know,
Yeah.
girls, stick with your girls.
That's right.
Well, because then you end up like Zoe.
I know, because guys will come and go.
Yes. I'm still so mad about Wade right
Unless
now.
they're Tom Long.
Unless they're Tom Long. I know. They're never gonna get divorced. In my books, at least, I don't think they will. Her mom's so bitter.
Yeah.
We've never even
I
seen
don't
like a
think
bump
so.
in the road with Wanda and
No,
Tom.
they've really
no.
never even had it. Yeah.
I wanna know if they touch base on how
How the night
the
went.
night
Sex Yoda.
I know.
It was so
we
cute.
can only imagine. Oh my God.
Especially because there was that scene. Was that the beginning of this season or last season when he was like really worried?
Oh yeah, when he was freaking out.
Yeah, because they were maybe thinking
Oh,
about.
yeah, that was at the
know.
beginning of this season.
Yeah,
Yeah, and they thought he had leprosy, but it was really, he'd just been taking so much St. John's wort on his
Yeah.
nerves.
I just,
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought that was hysterical that he asked Wade, like, teach me your ways. Like, what? Like,
I know. I
But
know,
why did
sex
Wade say
Yoda.
no?
because he's depressed.
Because he's like the
Yes.
master. Okay.
And he thought it was gross.
Yeah, and I think how he approached it, Tom Long like asked him if he'd be his sex Yoda.
I
And I think that
know.
was just a weird
I don't
way to
know.
go about it.
I would want to be like, yes, I would be your sex Yoda, right? Put on the
I
little
mean,
preemie.
I'm not saying that like he should have like shown him like positions or anything, but like he could have been like, you know, man, why don't you get a bottle of wine? Or, you know, he could have given him some
That's
tips,
true.
especially since he's off cheating on his girlfriend. Like,
He knows what he's doing.
yeah, you like to get it popping, Wade, so
I think Tom has it under control.
Yeah.
I'm sure he does.
I think
I'm sure it was
Wanda could
great.
probably
oh.
be fine.
Oh.
I'm going to blush.
Well, I don't know, but I just thought that was super cute. But it was so hard to watch Wade
Yeah.
going through this whole episode pretending nothing was wrong the whole time.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was painful for me. Like the whole episode, you have that pit in your stomach, or like when you know a friend's boyfriend's gonna break up or something bad happens, you get that pit in
Yeah.
your stomach because you know what they're about to go through.
Yeah.
It's like,
For a second, coming into the episode, I assumed that he had cheated on Zoe. But then, like, for a second at the very beginning, I wasn't sure, which I guess was the point. They wanted everyone to kind of not be sure of what was
Yeah.
going on. But then, even just, like, after the shower in her apartment scene, you could tell that he had screwed up. But
No. He didn't screw up though. You know, you didn't screw up. I mean,
Yeah.
he made a decision and he went through with it. I don't call that a screw. I think hitting somebody's car in a parking lot is like a screw up. Like, I don't think cheating on somebody's a screw up. I think you know. And the worst part is that Wade didn't even really try to hide it from anybody. It was almost like he wanted Zoe to know, because he walked out of that bar where there's other people from Bluebell, George and Tansy, and I kind of appreciate Tansy a little more after what she was saying about him and kind of revealing that, yes, he cheated. And because George was so easy to believe Wade, he was like, oh, okay.
Right.
And she's like,
which
no.
surprised me a little bit. I'm surprised that George was that quick to just.
I think George was preoccupied.
Yeah.
With like his case.
His
I think all he needed was Wade to say, yep. And he was like, okay. Same with Zoe. I mean, she was busy with the wedding, so she just said, okay, and moved on.
Yeah.
And she also just obviously wanted to believe otherwise in that situation.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's probably just denial and wanting to believe.
It's kind of funny that Wanda's mom in the show is the one who kind of made Zoe realize that.
Yeah, I
what actually
loved
happened.
that scene between them. I thought that was a really sweet scene.
But it's sad. I mean, because you see how hurt Wanda's, I mean, you don't know how long they've been divorced, but you still see how hurt Wanda's mother is, and it's affected her life years down the road, or however long it's affecting her daughter's wedding.
Yeah.
And luckily, I mean, Zoe and Wade aren't married, they don't have kids, but I mean, these kinds of things affect people in the long run. I mean, Zoe's probably gonna have trust issues and all those things. And for me personally, I don't think, I mean, this might be a prediction, but I don't think there's a Zoe and Wade in the future because of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably not for a while, I would think.
I would hope.
Sadly.
Yeah, I would hope not.
And Zoe's mom also cheated on her dad too, so that's another aspect of the
cheating thing.
Because I thought they were going to bring that in somehow, especially when when Zoe started talking to Betsy, but they didn't. They kind of went in another direction. That still worked, but I guess that's another interesting piece of the pie that is going to probably affect how Zoe chooses to handle this.
I was
because
impressed.
look at how that affected her life, you know.
I was impressed as to how she handled it, like right after he told her. I mean, I think she knew, so she kind of had time to process it during the wedding, and then afterward when he sat her down, I think she handled it really well. I would have punched him in the face. So.
I know, she did. She handled it with a lot of grace.
Smash his guitar. What is it? What's the name of their band? Like Melting Face?
Oh, yeah, Mind Face.
Mind Face. All I remember, because I remember
What does that mean?
Yeah, she's like, is it a brain hitting your face? It's just, I don't know. I would have gone crazy, but I guess they're at a wedding. I think it's good they were at the wedding and they had to be present. And like Lavon said, there's plenty of time for crying. You can go home and cry later, but for right now, you're here with your friends. Just dance with me. And I think that's the nice thing about Bluebell and Hart of Dixie is that they're all picking each other up. Lavon's there for her. She's there for Lavon. Annabeth and Lemon are there for each other. It was a sad episode. It was a happy and a sad episode. It's like
It's a
hard.
mixed bag.
Yeah, but Tom was so cute when you said you thought you saw Tansy punch Wade. He's like, I didn't see anybody but you.
I know. Is anyone else here? Yeah.
Oh gosh, is he that clever in person? I mean, his character is so funny.
He is. Yeah, Ross is great. We just immediately, as soon as I came back on the show, I guess back in January of last year, that's when they started kind of building this relationship between Tom and Wanda. And I couldn't imagine a better person to get to work with, because Ross, we became really good friends over the last year. And so he's just hilarious. And we both kind of like pick each other up when it's been a long day. And yeah.
I think you need that. I mean, it must be great to work with friends. Everybody from Hart of Dixie says you guys get along really well.
Yeah.
You work with Ross a lot. Is there anybody else you work with often?
You know, I kind of get to float around and get to work with everybody a little bit. I guess for the most part, I get to work with Wade and Ross, and I get to work with a lot of the other townspeople like Dash and Shula and Delma and all those ladies and Sheriff Bill. So I've gotten to know them really well. And Cody, who is played by Joe Massengill. So he's fun, new addition.
Yeah, he popped up this season. He was funny.
Yeah, he's great. He's also from Georgia.
Oh, is he?
Hail from the same state.
Oh, that's fun. It was cute to see him, too, in this episode, blaming Wade. He's like, he's not going down the aisle anymore.
I know.
Oh, Ryan Gosling, you're ruining lives.
The Notebook.
It's so true, that duck scene.
I know.
every time.
What is it? If you want to be a bird.
If you're a bird, I'm a bird.
You're a bird. I'm a bird.
Yeah.
Thank you, Stephen.
I mean, that's the line.
Beautiful.
I think if somebody said that to me in real life, though, I'd be like, what?
Like,
I don't like birds, like any other animal.
I know, it's so romantic in that movie.
So romantic. I know that movie. Gosh, well, almost ruined your wedding day. So
I know.
it's not that great.
It didn't. Yeah. How did you guys like the? We did the Star Wars and Lord of the Rings theme.
I liked it.
It's probably going to be very popular this season.
Oh my gosh. No, but the thing is, it probably is popular every season. Like in real life, there's a lot of Tom and Wandas. There are a lot of
That's true.
enthusiasts. I mean, if you think about these conventions, there are hardcore Star Wars and Lord of the Rings people. And The Hobbit just came out, so
It's true.
very timely.
Yeah.
What about the Jedi cake? Is that what
And
it
the
was?
Jedi cake. Yeah,
That was
we
a
had
little creepy, honestly.
They had, yeah,
I know. Was that an ear? Like,
I don't know.
That was our Yoda cake. I'm guessing that was the groom's cake.
it must have been the groom's cake.
But yeah, it was the Yoda. Yeah, so Betsy at the end, my mom has the Yoda's ear. You're like, oh. Yeah, it was red velvet
Yeah,
too.
that
So it was
was
like,
good.
Did you guys eat it? Did you guys get cake?
you know, I did not get any cake. I guess it was kind of like a real wedding day. I didn't actually get any cake.
No.
I don't know if anybody did eat it.
I would've.
I'm not so sure. Sometimes they spray the food with so much like Pam and oil
keep it
shiny and stuff. I mean, I'm sure they didn't do that with the cake, but you just never know really what it is. Like I always ask before I drink something, just to make sure that it's like drinkable. You know, I just never know.
So funny. I know you work in a bar, so
Yeah. I know, so you never know.
you never know what's in there. But that's fun because you get to work with so many people because you're constantly in the know.
Exactly. Yeah, the Rammer Jammer is a good place to be.
I would love a Rammer
Center of
Jammer.
a lot of stuff. I know, right? It's a great little place, little spot.
Like
to
you know,
hang
you
out.
can find the people you need there. And what's it called? Butterstick.
Oh yeah, the butter stick.
What a name!
Yeah.
I can't. Could you imagine eating there? You're like the calories and what you're eating.
I know.
And then there's Lemon, who's like this big, and you're like, you're there all the time.
She's
How are you
always
so
there.
little?
Food looks
Just
good,
having
though,
coffee.
so, yeah.
That's true.
Speaking of, her outfit at the beginning of this episode, I like started. She looked like Little Bo Peep for a bit.
Yeah, the white shirt.
Oh, the white shirt with the blue
And then the red
white
lips.
plaid. Yeah.
I was like, she looks like Little Bo Peep.
Yeah.
The outfits are always crazy, and even your
Oh, yeah.
outfits. I mean, how do you like the outfits? I know you said you're like Rachel gets the best outfits.
Oh
but
yeah, I know. I'm always like, oh, whenever I go to my costume fittings, I can tell what's Rachel's because I'm like, oh man, those shoes are awesome. But yeah, no, the outfits are great. They've started. I was wearing a lot of Free People at the beginning of the season and last year, and now they're starting to branch it out a little bit. But I think, yeah, Wanda, since she's married, she's kind of like cleaned up a little bit. You'll see in like the following episodes.
That's funny. Do you take? We've talked to Annabeth, and she was saying because her outfits can be kind of colorful and crazy.
Oh, yeah.
But she said she's kind of implemented a little bit of Annabeth's style into hers. Do you feel like you're implementing any Wanda into yours?
Totally. I mean, I have like a fringe purse.
Oh, I know. I actually saw that.
I know. I have this purse with fringe on it, and I mean, I liked Free People before Wanda, but yeah, I totally. And actually, they handed me a pair of like blue jean shorts that I had from Free People that I actually owned in real life, and I was like, this is great.
Because I feel like they do that a lot. Like all of their outfits, if you break it down, you like pieces of it, but you might not wear the whole lemon outfit.
Right. You
or
might not
whatever.
wear the whole thing at one time, but definitely pieces.
Yes.
I'd steal.
But while you're here with us, why don't we ask you a little bit about what you've been doing? I know you were tweeting for a little while. Were you out of state filming something?
I was. Yeah, I just got back a couple weeks ago. I was in Austin. I was filming a indie film that's called Parkland. It's being produced by Playtone, which is Tom Hanks's production company, and I had a blast. I was there for 2 weeks, and it's about JFK's assassination, and so it starts like the morning of on the assassination, and I play a nurse in the hospital, and it's a big ensemble cast. It's got some great actors who I really look up to. It's got Paul Giamatti and Billy Bob Thornton, and Marcia Gay Harden was one of the nurses. And Zac Efron was in it, and yeah, he was really sweet, and just, I mean, tons more, but so that was a great experience, and totally different from Wanda, but yeah, really great. And so it was fun to be in a period piece, and we were shooting in an actual old hospital in Austin. So that was really neat.
How long were you there shooting that?
I was there for 2 weeks. They shot the whole movie in 23 days.
Wow.
It's really fast. I mean, yeah, they can spend like, at least 3 months on most movies. So
And when will that be coming?
that should be out. They were saying this September. They're trying to, it's the 50th anniversary this November, and so they're trying to get it out in time for that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is such a, branch off from what you've been doing.
Yeah, it was totally different. I mean, again, I guess I'm playing, the nurse that I play is, she's like one of the younger nurses at the hospital, and she's very innocent and naive and idolizes JFK and Jackie. So I guess in that respect, she's kind of similar to Wanda. But yeah, totally different tone and everything, but it was a lot of fun.
How do you prepare for, or I guess really transition from a role like Wanda to a role like, I forgot the name, the nurse.
Oh, yeah. Actually, in the script, I'm just called Flirty Nurse. I know, I was like, give her a name. But there's honestly so many characters, it makes it really simple just to call her what she is. Because I get to flirt with Zac Efron.
Ooh, lucky nurse.
I know, yeah, lucky nurse. That's better. I mean, I guess, Wanda feels like so just a part of me that I don't know, I don't have to, she's just kind of second nature, I guess, to me. And I don't know, every character is kind of different. Sometimes it's a different physicality, or sometimes it's just a different way of how they speak, or I just always have to find like some little, I don't know, I would say like a key, but like just some little thing about them that kind of unlocks the rest for me. So yeah, I think for this one it might have been, for the nurse, there's probably more of a physicality thing, I think, that kind of got me into it.
So you wrapped that up a few weeks ago, or?
Yeah, it was just a couple weeks ago. I was there till the middle of February.
So now that you're back, are you working on anything exciting? Have anything new coming out? Or?
I do this blog. It's called Some Assembly Required, and it's these short, like 30 seconds to like under a minute videos. Basically, I'm just kind of playing myself, but it doesn't have anything to do with me being an actor or anything. It's actually just funny little situations in life and just little circumstances that we all find ourselves in each day. It all started like a few years ago. I started keeping a journal. I lived in New York where I was going to school, and I started keeping a journal, just like silly, ridiculous things that happened all day long. Like one of them is about using a public restroom. It's just like the nightmares you face, like using the public restroom. Like the thing always flushes when it's like way too early, and then it won't flush, and then it's, and so it's just highlighting like just these one little singular moments. I always kind of relate it to like Curb Your Enthusiasm or Seinfeld. Do you know how they like making something out of nothing kind of thing? So I do that on the side. I release a video. There it is. Thanks, Steven. I release a video once a week, and this was this week we did an outtakes, a little gag reel for the episode so far.
So funny.
But so it's fun, and it's kind of something everybody, I feel like you can relate to. It's always like most of them have happened to me or happened to someone I know.
Yeah, no, they are funny, because I was telling you before the show, I stumbled across her blog, which led me to her videos, and they are cute and quirky and funny. Yeah. And really, really relatable. This divorce facts one, actually, if you can see this, is so funny, and I can just picture it happening in so many offices. Yeah. But it's just relatable. I think everybody who would watch these would be like, I can see that happening. It's really, really funny. But
we can play this one really quick. It's only 38 seconds.
Okay. Well, they're all very short.
Look at that.
It's fancy. Technology.
Technology. Thank you, Stephen. So that's the divorce papers that I pick up at the fax machine.
Oh, poor guy.
I know, it's actually quite sad. So yes, you can get a good taste. I mean, they're really super simple and a lot of fun, and yeah.
Oh, well, that's
really
great. I mean, it's
relatable.
fun, and that helps Heart of Dixie fans at home. You can keep up with what Mallory's doing every week. I mean, you put them up every week. Are you still doing that?
Yeah, I put them up every week, and yeah, it's so great just to like keep creating and all that jazz.
And they're funny. Is there anything else you want the viewers to know or want to let us know about what's going on with you or your character?
I think that's about it. I think we covered everything.
Perfect.
Which is great.
Well, let's break down a little news and gossip if you have any for us.
TV News.
Alrighty, well, speaking of projects that Heart of Dixie characters are working on, Wilson Bethel is going to be in a movie in 2 months. It's called Not Today. And he's going to be playing Bill, who is a friend to the movie's main protagonist. There's a trailer at nottodaythemovie.com. It's a drama about a trip to India that has these life-changing effects. And it's going to be out in theaters on April the 12th. So go check that out. Also, Claudia Lee, who plays Magnolia Breland. She has joined the cast of Fox's pilot I Suck at Girls from Warner Bros. TV. She's going to be playing Rachel, who is the sister of Frankie, who is the show's main character. He's a high school kid. From what I read, the show is pretty much about his ins and outs in the high school dating world.
That's cute.
Wow.
Also, the CW released its dates of season finales, and Heart of Dixie season finale will be May 7th, 2013 at 8/7 Central.
Coming up. Wow, that was
Just a little.
news and gossip for you, but that's something to look forward to.
Good.
We know you're wrapping up filming pretty soon, or?
Yeah, I think we'll wrap sometime in mid-March.
Oh,
so I know, sad. It flew by.
Well, hopefully we're holding out for a season 3, so hopefully that happens. And in case, and hopefully it does, what are your predictions? So we can get into that a little bit.
And now, your AfterBuzz.
I'm overzealous over here.
prediction.
You go first.
A little baby Tom and Wanda.
Totally. I want them to have like triplets, though.
Oh, if you were huge.
I want them to have like
Little redhead triplet.
yeah.
Oh, that'd be so cute.
I want that too. I'm gonna go with that as well. That's a good prediction.
That's a good
Michelle.
prediction. My prediction is I think this is the end as we know it for Zoe and Wade. And I think it has to be if she's going to stick to who she's been, like a strong, proud woman who supports herself and moved to Bluebell, to be a better doctor. I mean, she got sucked in and stayed there, but I think she still has her core about her. And I think this will segue into a George Zoe, maybe not relationship, but maybe just a thought, that crosses her mind. I don't know.
I agree. I would like to see Zoe and Wade work out, but I don't think it's going to right now. I was going to focus more on George and Tansy. I don't know why. I feel like they've just been too good for too long, and something needs to happen with them.
Zoe and the new guy. Definitely.
Yes.
I don't know what his name is, but that's definitely going to happen.
Jonah.
His name.
Ooh, a Breland. So funny.
Yeah.
Who would have thought starting out 2 seasons ago she'd end up with a Breland? But it's been great going over this episode. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having
Do you
me.
want to tell everybody at home where they can find you on Twitter and Facebook and whatnot?
Yeah, you can find me. My Twitter handle is Mallory, Mallory, Moye, Moye. And that's my Instagram's Mallory Moye.
All right.
Yeah.
Perfect. And you can find me at Paige Sull on Twitter and Instagram, and you can also find me at perfectpitch.com.
And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at CArcher.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Michelle Renee LA.
And thank you all for joining us. We had so much fun with Mallory, and we look forward to seeing you guys next week.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.